the Hawk. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, I am back from vacation, but without further ado, let me introduce you to...
You didn't even bring me a souvenir, you bastard.
Ladies and gentlemen...
He goes to Florida. Doesn't bring me back anything. I'm like, not even like a little alligator egg? Nothing? It's Florida. You can bring me back a dead old person. They're everywhere. Bring me back something. No, here's some pictures. No.
I'm sorry, but I tell you what, if you see something you want, I'll buy it for you.
I wish the typhoon would have hit your plane.
You're an ass.
Typhoon asshole hit one plane. One. Didn't kill anyone else, just ejected him, and he was ah! All we heard was the theme song from Batman.
So,
and then
so, with that being said, I'll explain my trip more about Orlando later on, but we are doing a review. And without further ado, I want to introduce my partner, my friend, who's going to help me with this review. It's been a while. The one and only Orange Cassidy. I'm just kidding, Captain Asshole. Are you Jericho now?
I grew another one.
I guess I'm Catholic, or whatever you call it.
He got it stuck.
So, we are going to talk about AEW Revolution. This is the recent AEW pay-per-view that just happened. We're going to go over the matches. We're going to go over what we thought about the show as a whole. And then we'll give you our overall final thoughts on what we thought was the match tonight. Just one more thing. On one of the matches, the feed did cut out on the TV. I actually ordered this on pay-per-view. I didn't have live streams, but unfortunately it cut out. But we were able to watch the Young Bucks and Heyman Omega match, so we'll give our full thoughts on that. So I just want to let everybody know right now, we didn't see everything bit for bit, but we saw everything else on it. So with that being said, we're not going to talk about the pre-show. We didn't watch it, so we're going to just start with the opener all the way to the main event of the show. So let's start off. This was Jake Hager versus Dustin Rhodes one-on-one. This was Jake Hager's AEW in-ring debut. He's been undefeated Bellator MMA. He's been doing his career there. The story goes back since months ago when he attacked Dustin, and they've been building up this feud for months now, which I do appreciate long-term booking. I do appreciate that. I like Dustin Rhodes. I think he's really good for a guy his age. Jake Hager, whether he was Jack Swagger, Jake Hager, or Jake Strong for Lucha Underground, I don't know what it is. I just never got into him. I don't know. That's just me. When I see him in the ring, I see his look. Something just doesn't click for me. I don't know what it is. But I was open to this match. We were open to this match and seeing how it was. And let's be honest, the match wasn't horrible, but it was very slow. It was a very slow
I'm sorry,
match.
can we just not have the talent making out with people? I don't mind like a peck here and a peck there, but you don't need to be videotape people giving each other the tongue. Seriously, this is getting fucking stupid. That alone ruined the whole match for me. Honestly, it's like, can you guys just fucking not? I don't mind a kiss, but if your tongues are touching, unnecessary. You're not making a fucking porno, you fucking dipshits. They fucked that up, and they should feel ashamed. That was stupid. Swagger, Jack Hager, fucking this boy, I don't care what the fuck you want to call him, has talent. He doesn't need to have side gimmick bullshit, okay? And I'm not dissing his relationship, so you guys can stop talking, because fuck you. But it took away from the match, made it kind of pointless in my opinion. This match was completely unnecessary for being a long-term, long-term
booking
rivalry. It didn't have enough physicality to the thing. It didn't have enough for the match itself, and that's unacceptable. I think,
honestly, again, we haven't watched the pre-show. I think I would prefer this on a kickoff or something. I think would be a better spot for it.
Yeah, I would have rather had was it Dark Order
versus SCU.
I would have rather had that on the main card and put that shit on the pre-show. Fuck them.
Yeah, again, the match wasn't... I'm not going to go, like what Brandon said, like, I'm not going to let the kissing thing ruin it, but at the same time, I do agree the match was very slow. It was definitely boring. You could tell the crowd was just, like, dead throughout most of it.
Great, I think I'll go get some snacks.
I mean, but at the end of the day, Jake Hager won, which was the right outcome to do. You know, I expected that to win. But overall, definitely the weakest match, in my opinion. We'll get more into detail in the other match, but in terms of like a match-wise, it was a lot slower. So if you're into that, you probably won't hate it, but unfortunately, it's just not our type of match. But that being said, besides one other match, the rest of the show is just an up. So we'll be a lot more positive, except for one more match, but we'll get to that. Next, we have Darby Allin versus Sammy Guevara one-on-one in literally a 5-minute match. But here's the thing. Now, before
that should have been the opener. Like you open the show with this match, and the next show you go and wipe.
I agree. Like, from crowd reactions alone, like the crowd was just like red hot from this match to get go. It was 5 minutes. But here's the thing. Again, long-term booking. You had Darby Allin getting attacked and assaulted by Sammy Guevara. He comes back. I love the cue cards, by the way. Darby's been fucking using the one where like, what happened? Did you get like herpes from Casey Jericho's ass or something? I fucking die on that one. So, and like, here's the thing. On paper, it's like this would be a good match. I don't know pay-per-view wise. But Brandon, I even told Brandon this. This is like the sleeper match. Like, don't sleep on this match because these two are really fucking good.
Let's just admit for the fact of what it was. It was a go from start to finish. Before they even rang the fucking bell, it was kill each other. It was by the end of the match, we're like, oh, please don't die. Please just don't kill each other.
I think I kind of jinxed him when I said, like, what do you think Darby Allin's stupid shit's gonna do? And as soon as he does it, he does like a suicide dive when like Sammy Guevara's like on barricades, like draping down.
I was like, that's for starters. Don't jinx it. He's gonna make it worse.
Sammy Guevara doing a 630, crashing through the table, looked sick. Forget that. And like I said, the first like literally half of this match was there was not even a match. It was just like, I would like to say this was like the Rollins and Ambrose from Hell in a Cell, where half the match didn't even start, but it was just so much shit. And then the rest of the match started actually in the ring. It was still good.
Was still good. You're just like, this was good from start to finish. They didn't try to cut any promos. They just tried to kill each other. And it was like, finally, they understand what we want.
And so at the end of the day, Darby Allin went to the coffin drop. First of all, great job protecting that finisher. I think that move should never be ever kicked out of. That's a great move. The crowd loves it. And let's just talk about this too. Darby Allin, because there's a ton of talent we can talk about. Darby Allin is by far one of the most over guys in that company. He is your future guy. I immediately was sold on him the minute he fought Cody Rhodes that one time. I was immediately sold. He's going to be a world champion. I promise you that, guys. Not going to be tomorrow, but he's going to be one of those top guys they're going to build. And I love that coffin drop. We see Darby Allin afterwards. Looks like he's about to end, like, assault him with the skateboard again. And Jake Hager comes out. So it looks like they're still not done. We'll get more into what I think prediction could be moving forward with the next special Dynamite episode in a few weeks. But like Brandon said, like from start to finish, even though the match itself entirely was 5 minutes, it felt like a 10-minute match from start to finish, even though the match
it didn't matter how long it was.
It was just fun. It was just a fun opening.
There was not a part of that match I didn't like. So there you go.
Yeah, in my opinion, I agree. This match should at least open the show. I think this would have been a hot way to open the show. So that was a fun match. Next match. This one might be contention for a match of the night, and I think a lot of people will say Kenny Omega, Heyman Page versus the Young Bucks, Nick and Matt Jackson for the AEW Tag Team Championships. Holy shit! Like, I love the fucking storytelling in this match. I just love the whole story of Heyman. He wants to be his own guy. You know, he's causing friction with everybody. You know, he doesn't really want to be with Omega, but he wants to be a champion. You know, you have that stuff in the match itself where you see Omega, the Young Bucks, you know, they're like locking out wrestling, showing competitiveness, but showing respect. As soon as Heyman gets there, he's like disrespecting him. He hates them, getting in their face. Near falls. Just the fucking storytelling in this match was awesome, and the match itself was just. I'll say this. I'll keep saying this. When you are friends, when you're friends with somebody outside the business, and you are put into a match, you're going to get the best out of them. For example, New Day Usos, best friends in real life. When you're best friends and you know their chemistry and you want to work with them, you get magic. And I also, that was one of the best tag team feuds we got in years in WWE, period. Awesome feud they did there. So I expect this match to be great, and it was awesome. I fucking love this match. Metzler drivers on the outside, they were teasing, Heyman Page, like even and the one thing I noticed too, like the Young Bucks were starting to get more booed, like they were almost being like the heels in the match.
Yeah.
And at the time, if you look in the entire promo, it was almost like the Young Bucks were still kind of like the baby faces, and you had Omega being the baby face and Heyman kind of being the heel. Which, by the way, this whole Heyman drinking thing is getting him more over than anything.
Dude, I love beer.
Yeah, so this match was just great. At the end of the day, though, it was Heyman, Page, and Omega end up winning. Heyman actually hit a 1 week angel for almost a near fall until they broke it up. We got the buckshot Larry for the win. At the end of it,
we got 2 buckshot lariats for the win. He got one on the outside of the ring, then one on the inside of the ring, and it was like cool. Then what do you see? You see them doing their thing. Him standing off. He goes to leave, turns around while they're trying to while the Bucks are jumping out, and he considers buckshotting
Omega.
And
You see him slow?
it's like, do it, do it. Fuck the belts. Fuck him.
It's literally the MJF thing where MJF was going to turn on Cody. It's just a matter of when, and I love that he just slowly drops the title.
The Bucks are going to show it. That's how they're going to play. Have the Bucks show the tape footage to Omega. Omega's going to be like, what the fuck is that shit? And he's like, I don't remember. I was fucking drunk. Something like that. And then that night, oops, I kicked you in the nutsack. Wrong guy. It'd be something along those lines. And you're just like, oh, I can't wait to see how they deal with that one. But excellent match.
I fucking loved it. Like, now with Heyman and Omega now champion still, there's so many possibilities they could do now.
Yeah.
Now it just continues the story. I mean, I don't know what they're going to do next, but...
Hangman turns on Omega, that then becomes tag team champions with Pac. Fucked up.
The fact, him and Page and Pac were rivals. Keep your friends closer, enemies closer, stuff like that. So I don't know, but they have options, but they're keeping the belts on them, so they're not being transitional champions, which I appreciate.
We got somebody showing up there.
Yeah, a few names, but we'll see.
Let's move on to the next match.
Yeah.
Let's skip this one and go to the next match. This is the worst match of the night.
We'll look at it. So we got to talk about this one. Nia Rose versus Chris Statler for the AEW Women's Championship. Look. But before we even talk about the match, look, I just want to say this right now. Look.
I'm not going to say anything about her, okay?
Yeah.
I'm even saying her because I don't want to offend, and you know exactly what I'm talking about.
So I just want to say this right now. This has nothing against the women in general. I think these are some of the most talented women you have. B. Priestley, who's fucking awesome. You got Riho's really good. Chris Statler's pretty good, even though I think she's getting a little bit overrated by the fans. Look, Nia Rose, you can say whatever you want about her. She's good. Like, you have a talented women's roster. I'm going to stand by that. But it feels like every time I see the women on these shows, compare something like NXT, and you'll megally agree on this, it's so badly missing, and it's by far one of the weakest things on the show is their women's division.
It feels like they don't even practice. Like, they have no familiarity with making the move, with doing the move, or taking the move.
It just feels like here's a women's division. We gotta have the women's title. It's like
we have to have equality, and it's like you have to have talent.
Well, and like I said, it's not that the women aren't talented, but it's just like every time we see them, it just feels like something's off with them. It's like I want to cheer for like somebody like Chris Statlander and Nia Rose and Riho and get behind these women, but there's just like something missing. And when we watch NXT, we will say right now, like excluding like Stardom and the Japanese wrestlers and women's wrestlers out of Japan, because those ones kick fucking ass. In terms of the United States, NXT has the best women's division, period. Even Brandon will say
we're not saying main roster, we're saying NXT.
Yeah, just NXT, period, has the best women's roster, and I don't care what you say, you're never winning the argument. But AEW's women's division is just, I just felt like it was thrown together. They was like, here's the championship. It's like, why couldn't you just like build these women up, give them characters, build them up, like have these like qualifier tournament matches and then crown the champion. because it just feels let down. It just feels like it's missing that panache, like the NXT Women's Division is. I'm not saying throwing a bunch of stipulations. I'm saying like it needs more fluency. It needs more continuity. And like you said, like there's a lot of times these women's matches are they seem very like they haven't worked a lot with each other enough.
They're sloppy. That's the word for it, is sloppy. And it shows. I didn't know exactly how to do the move, so I just went for it. And then they didn't know how to take the move, so they just took it. And that's what it looks like.
Yeah. So with that being said, let's talk about the match. The match was definitely by far the only other match on this entire card that was by far one of the weakest. Now, in terms of which match was better with Jake Hager or Dustin Rhodes, it's going to be up to you guys. Dustin Rhodes and Jake Hager, at least that didn't seem like any botches. It was just really fucking slow. And like in his opinion, the Casey thing was a little much. But as a match, it wasn't really botching. It was very slow. This match did have more impact, but even Brandon will fucking admit this, and he'll say this out. There were a lot of fucking botches in this one. Like there was quite a bit of botches here. And look, and like I said, this has nothing to do with me saying that Chris Statlander sucks or Nia Rose can't wrestle. It's just something about it wasn't clicking with them. And look, Jericho and Naito, when they first had their match, they didn't always click right away. Like, it took time. Honestly, their second match, no DQ match, was fucking amazing. That was way better. So, I get it. You're not going to always be clicking all...
See that on a pay-per-view.
That we're actually paying.
No, fuck the paying thing.
Yeah.
A pay-per-view is the end of your rivalries and all your crap that's accumulated thus far. You know, it's the ultimate pin in all the notes. It's where it all leads and collides.
Yes.
At that point, they better know what the fuck they're doing. If they don't, that's pathetic. And at that point, it looks like they don't care. If they don't care about putting on the show that they're needed to do, why the fuck would you pay them? Why would you have them wrestle on your pay-per-view? You could take your women's division and say, you know what? You're going to work on the regular shows, the weekly shows, but you'll never have a match on another pay-per-view. You can do that. Just because you're looking for equality doesn't mean that they have to be on the pay-per-view. You know, pay-per-view has to have some kind of standards for every match, regardless if it's male or female, or if it's a stipulation or just a traditional match. And if you hit a pay-per-view match and you put on an extremely low-quality match, even by the standards of just a weekly show, that's unacceptable because every company knows who's facing who probably a month, maybe even up to 6 months in advance for each pay-per-view they're going to put on. There's no reason why you would not be able to perform or practice with those personnel 4 out of 5 days a week, preparing for that match. So it at least looks like we care.
Yeah,
and it's at the point where it doesn't look like they give a fuck.
Oh, well, and here's another thing too. I've also noticed too. Why the fuck didn't they just do the rubber match with Nia Rose and Riho?
Well, the other thing I've been wondering on top of that, I'm wondering if when they go to different places, if they use a different ring. Think about this. If they use a different ring setup, and each ring setup, the ropes are different height, when they go to do their high turnbuckle thing, that's why nobody can get set. That's why everybody seems to have a little bit of foot issue throughout the whole pay-per-view, because it's a different ring and it's not the same ring that they all hit. So that would make sense there. That would explain a lot of the botching.
If you go to WWE's like warehouse, they said that they have like 4 or 5 different rings.
The botching isn't all on the ropes. It really isn't.
No, it's not. It's all in compares.
That's where I'm getting angry about this. I'm no longer trying to insult them. Now I'm just angry that they're not making progress.
It's basically the whole wrestling is dancing, and you need 2 to tango. And if one starts failing, then the other one starts failing, and the thing becomes a mess. I mean, you could try to fix it, but then it could mess up again, and it's just a domino effect at that point. So I think what you're trying to say. But here's my problem too. Why do Nia Rose and Chris Statlander in the first place on pay-per-view, when Riho and Nia Rose have already had way better matches? I'll say that right now. Those two, on their last 2 matches, have better matches. You could have just done the rubber match here, maybe give a stipulation like a 2 out of 3 falls or something. Have that feud end, and then you can build up properly Chris Statler and Nyla Rose, and maybe by then, with more months, you can have more time to talk, communicate, figure out, okay, what are we going to do? And maybe, because this match was made about like a week or two ago, and yet you had Riho, who beat Nyla Rose to become the first champion to begin with. You had then Nyla Rose beat her the second time. Why didn't you just do a fucking third match here to end the feud? And the fact these women have worked with each other so many times, they can have a better match. And then you can build up to a Nyla Rose Chris Statler match and give more time and more training, so maybe it wouldn't be as bad.
Well, they didn't do it.
Yeah.
We got this match. It was tons of botching. It was a total snooze fest. It had a little high impact here and there, but honestly, it was nothing special. I wouldn't even consider it a special match for like a weekly show. So I'm gonna say, if you can, use this one to use the bathroom, because it's not really worth watching.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, the Jake Hager was just boring. This one was just filled with botches. Whatever you think is least worst, then pick your poison. But like I said, those were really the only two matches I did not care for. Everything else I liked. So, with that being said, let's talk about the fucking positives now. But let's just get that away.
Let's move on to the next match.
Yeah. Cody Rhodes versus MJF. Well, God, do I love fucking storytelling. Can I just
Who
say...
the fuck puts their competitor's toe in their mouth?
Tommy Dreamer. So, if you've been watching AEW, you know the fucking storyline. This is usually their best storyline they have right now. Cody Rhodes is by far one of the best baby faces out there right now. MJF is one of the biggest douchebags. And when I mean douchebags, I mean guys not like you like to cheer, like an Adam Cole or something like that. These are the guys like you want to see.
You need to hate. They need to be there because I need someone to fucking hate. Fuck you! You know, that's what it is. And MJF, oh my God, he just does it so well. He just like
MJF, I think
he goes, "Hey, people," you're like, "Shut up! I have something to shut up. I saw something to shut up." You want someone to put their foot in his ass. It's a great pairing, and this was an excellent match.
I like to say this was like the Dustin Cody Rhodes match. This was like the Jericho Cody Rhodes match from Folk Year. This was an old school classic, good guy, bad guy, old school style match. This was not a bunch of, I'm going to do a bunch of flips and stuff like that. This was old school. You had the personal rivalry. You had the guy they want to cheer for. You had Cody Rhodes. This guy went through hell. He couldn't touch MJF. He had to take 10 lashes.
Oh, and speaking of which, the belts. Give me one more. He hit me 10 times. Give me just one more. And the ref goes, okay, turns around and just keeps saying, "I'm not looking." Whap! And you're just like, oh, satisfying.
Like I just love the match. Like it was just an old school match.
And what did JR say when he flung the belt, after he flung the belt out into the crowd?
I totally forgot.
Well, some fans are so happy tonight when he gets to put that out on eBay.
Well, actually, I said that.
Oh, that was you?
I just made that as a joke.
Well, you know, freaking Darren was saying something. I just connected the dots.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, well, yeah. So, someone look up how much Cody's belt's going for.
So much drama. The really turbo was when Arn Anderson actually got kicked by Cody after Wardlow looked like he was about to F10 Brandy Rhodes on the outside.
F9.
No, F10. That's what he calls it, the F10.
Well, fuck him.
Yeah. So he does that. We got almost like a low blow finish or a near fall. Cody Rhodes, going after it. They're just kicking out. Then towards the end, Cody Rhodes, he's like trying to finish up, but you see MJF, the fucking bastard with those crocodile tears, saying, "Please, I'm sorry."
Then he spits in his face.
And then Cody just loses it. He just hits Crossroads. That could have been it. Nope. He's like, "No, I'm not done." Grabs again. Crossroads again. Okay, he's done. "No, I'm not done." He grabs him. And then he fucking just low blows him.
He gets the knee into his face, turns around and clocks him with the
ring.
What do you call it? They called it the
diamond ring.
Dynamite
diamond ring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it is.
Punches him in the face when the referee's back is turned. Goes for a cover. 1, 2, 3. Man just busts open. He gets a fucking victory. And the crowd boos, and you just want to see. You feel so bad for Cody so bad, but at the same time, I love this. MJF, I think, is way more. He's just way too fucking red hot right now.
The question is, what's next for both of them?
Well, I'll tell you one thing.
That's what everybody like. Fuck, what are they going to do with these guys now? Are they going to continue the rivalry?
Oh, they're going to continue the feud. The feud ain't done. If Cody would have won, the feud would have ended. But this, no. This is going to continue. The ultimate question is, when's their next match going to take place, and will there be a stipulation? Because you know these guys ain't done. Like, Cody ain't. I mean, this guy cost Cody a chance to become AEW champion again.
Not only that, he cost him the ability to challenge for the belt.
That's what I'm saying, too. And somebody actually pointed this out, too. We could get more into that in a minute, but what if MJF is the World Heavyweight Champion one day? Cody can't touch him at the point. He can't touch him. He can't touch him at that point. It's like,
at that point, Cody'd be like, well, I'm the head of production, so I guess I'll have you face Wardlow.
But dang it, they don't really have general managers there, so Cody's not in charge. Well, like, on TV-wise. Right. But like I said, I love this match. This was an old-school match. MJF is awesome. Cody's just great. Nothing really else to say here. It's just a good old-school match. I loved it. It was great. Next.
All right, let's just acknowledge this match for what it is. This was fan service, period.
But I fucking love the shit out of this one.
Didn't we all?
Pac versus making his singles debut, Orange Cassidy. And he made a fan of us. Orange Cassidy, the lazy, the master of sloth, or what do they call him? Sloth wrestling.
Master of sloth style.
Sloth style is actually fucking competitive.
This time, he's going to try.
I want a shirt that says that. This time I'm going to try. You should have that for work. This time I'm going to try. Well, maybe. On
the back it says, "Man, after my beer with Hangman."
So, let's just talk about that. Let's just address everything. By far, Orange Cassidy, if he's not the most popular, he's one of the most popular acts in AEW. Period. Like, the crowd loves this guy. When he does his kicks, they all act like he's taking, like, shotgun, like, freaking Ibushi kicks.
Pac doing the same thing back to him. I'm just like, oh god. Oh god, you can feel Pac's blood pressure like skyrocketing his head every time he gets nudged. He's just like, I gotta kill this motherfucker. Which limb am I gonna actually kick him with? Where am I gonna place my foot?
And what I like about it is that you first see like Orange Cassidy, he's still doing his lazy stuff, and he's kind of just countering a little bit. You see a smidge of stuff, and then once Pac starts getting control, he's being more aggressive. He's just like beating the shit out of this guy. And we'll talk about this spot too. He's going for the black arrow. He's like, I'm done with this. I'm done toying with it. He goes for a black arrow, keeps rolling. He goes on the other corner. He's rolling. And then this time, he's just like, oh, fuck this. He goes around. He just stops on the other side of the apron.
He just smiles at him. Then starts rolling back the other way.
And Pac starts smiling.
It was just like, oh, gosh, this is great. This is great. Pac's losing his mind. He's getting so pissed. He's like, wow, I think Star Trek did that with the Klingons once. They all died.
For a fucking lion? Go watch it.
It's like, oh god, if he gets a stick, if he gets a kendo stick, we're screwed.
God, it could be worse. Pac could be fine Enzo Amore. Oh!
I'm sorry. Didn't Enzo Amore's old finisher make an appearance in this match?
Yeah, I forgot it was like the Bob Boom or like Rocket DT or something. But basically, after Pac started taking over more, then we saw Orange Cassidy being like, okay, I'm not fucking around now. I'm going to fucking show these motherfuckers what I can do it. He went off like a fucking cannon. This guy's fucking amazing in the ring. He's just like going left and right, countering. Fucking, he's all serious now. He's doing these jumping like DDTs, tornado DDTs, suicide dives.
Putting his hands back in his pants.
Yeah, and that's one thing. Like, that ain't easy. The fact he could do all this shit with his hands in his pockets, that ain't fucking easy. He can screw that up easily. He does it so well. And they're just going back and forth. We think that Orange Cassidy is actually going to take the win. He's going to take the surprising victory. And out comes, randomly, the Lucha Brothers, Pentagon and Ray Phoenix. They attack Trent, they attack Chucky T, and they're like battling on the outside. And he gets distracted, and basically, Pac locks in the brutalizer, and Orange Cassidy has no choice but to submit, and Pac wins. I fucking love this match. I fucking love it. I was never once bored. Pac is always great. We've all seen Pac. And Orange Cassidy, he was like, I want to see what this Orange Cassidy guy can do. Like, he's not lazy. I can't. Let's just see what he does. And I think he made a believer of that guy. Like, he loves him.
I'm looking forward to his next match. I'm not gonna lie.
So, by far, fucking awesome, fun match. Just awesome. I loved it. So, really fun. Next, the main event.
The last match of the night.
Yeah. Chris Jericho, the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, taking on Jon Moxley, #1 contender in the main event. Well, I think saying that this was a fight might have been an understatement.
But who called the whole eye patch thing?
So
and he called it that his eye was fine.
So basically, what this was not your typical wrestling match. And knowing how these two operate now, like you see Jericho, he's obviously a different style. He's more of a brawler striker. And we all know that Moxley's a good wrestler, but we all know his real style is brawling as well. So we knew this was not
brutalizing. I think we want to call it brutalizing now.
So basically, at this point, like it was just a brawl. Like, and Audrey Edwards, she was like red. She was just like she let this go.
Moxley's girlfriend's gonna be pissed.
Well, his wife, yeah, Renee.
Like, that's right. They didn't get married to. Yeah, they get pissed.
And she's Canadian, so you know that means serious shit.
You're sleeping out in the doghouse, eh?
But I won the championship. But I won the championship. Fine, you only sleep half outside.
Well, then you take that championship outside and hope it doesn't freeze to your ass.
So, basically, Audrey Edwards, by far, also over referee. She's super over there. And she pretty much played the role of red shoes. She was like, I'm going to be leaning toward these guys because I know these guys just fucking hate each other. And she let them brawl. She just let them brawl, use fucking water bottles and fucking the poles and stuff and barricades. And she let them brawl. And then he ended up, I think I was slamming Moxley to the post. And he started playing. I'm thinking like,
busted open his eye.
Yeah, like right here. Like and you'll see where it is too, like after the match or two, or like towards the end. Bleeding everywhere. Jericho's just, you have the inner circle being, of course, heels, like trying to get a ball, like costing It's basically one man versus all. Like, how the hell is Moxley going to stop this? He's got Jericho, and he's got fucking the 4 other members. Jake Hager gets involved. He gets thrown out. The other members of the inner circle get thrown out. And you see Sammy Guevara come out for the crowd, assault him with the belt. So many times we thought that Jericho was going to win, which I like. I like how it has that little tissue, like the heel's going to fucking win with the interference bullshit. Moxley's persevering, and towards the end, he attacks Jericho, Moxley's other eye, and he's blind. And Jericho's like, I got this in the bag now. He's blind. He can't do anything. I'm going to hit the Judas effect. Done. He goes for it. Moxley dodges. And we're like, what the hell? He goes for it again. Dodges. And he lays him out with a freaking paradigm shift. And we're like, how the hell is he doing this? And he lifts up his eye. He's all healed up. He outsmarted Jericho. And that's when you see the big old lash like cut out.
Yeah, he's like, what the oh. Yeah, he got it.
It was deep. It was deep.
He got an unpretty cut.
Pretty deep.
Even what's her name? The ref flinched when she saw it. And hits him with another paradigm shift.
Yeah.
And 1, 2, 3, new champion.
Jon Moxley's new champion. And honestly, I think this was the right move to do. I mean, Moxley's just super over right now. I love Jericho. I love Jericho's champion, but like
the real question is, how are they going to play this out? I mean, how do you think that they're going to deal with the fact that is Jericho going to go, I want a rematch, and it's a rematch? Is he going to attack his own inner circle because they failed him? Or is he going to play off like, I got screwed by the ref? What is he going to play it off as?
Maybe like Jon Moxley cheated or something. Like
I should have been disqualified multiple times, which means the belt should still be mine, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it's be like, well, the referee's decision is final. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah. So again, I thought this match was very good too for a different style of match. Very great storytelling. They made Moxley the underdog. Moxley cuts a promo afterwards saying, you know, like, thank you to the fans. So if it wasn't for you, I would be here. The funny spot when he was still in the middle of talking, the music goes off, and Moxley's just like,
What the fuck?
What the fuck? I'm not done yet. So you see the commentator start laughing too. It's just like, oh my god. So now with that being said, Moxley's the new champion. They're having a special AEW show like they did with Bachelor Beach on Dynamite. They're having Blood and Guts. It's been announced, and it's officially they're bringing their own war games. So many things that can happen with that. Are they going to do maybe like a Team Cody versus Team MJF? I would say maybe do the entire Inner Circle versus I'm thinking maybe like Moxley, maybe Jurassic Express, Darby Allin, Dustin Rhodes.
If you look at it, I'm thinking it's going to be Cody Rhodes' team versus MJF. MJF's going to have to find some more guys though, and then you also have the fact that Cody Rhodes has, you know, he's technically a member of the Elite.
Yeah, technically,
So,
but I mean, there's stuff they could do with that. I'm gonna make a really big prediction now. Jon Moxley being champion. I think his next feud, if he's done with Jericho coming up soon, if he's gonna finish his feud with Jericho, the next challenger is they're gonna be the recent signee. It's something you might question this, but if you know the history with New Japan, then even the guy that's coming made a teaser on Twitter, Lance Archer.
yeah.
And you're probably thinking, well, why? Well, Jon Moxley is also a champion. He's the IWGP United States champion. Who did he beat to become the champion? And who did not receive their one-on-one rematch? So what better way for Lance Archer to get revenge than to take the World Heavyweight title from Moxley and AEW and continue their feud, which I fucking love. Like, I ain't complaining about that. I mean, you got Brody Lee possibly coming in. Like, Brody Lee and Moxley, I think those guys can have a fun match feud. So we'll see what happens with that. But overall, like I said, besides the two matches, like I said, this was still another fun show, honestly.
If you were to take out the two bad matches, I'd rate this at about an 8.5. If you did that. But because they are part of the main show, I'd give this probably a 7.5 at most.
I'll give it 8 out of 10. I say this was by far the weakest of the AEW pay-per-views by far. But that's not saying it was bad. Like I said, I think those two matches did definitely tone it down a bit, but I still love the show. I left the show happy. I wasn't angry or anything like that. I would rather have two bad matches, but leave the rest of the show like fun and memorable than having something like WrestleMania fucking 29 where the entire show sucks except for one match. And yeah, so that's just me. But we both agree this was by far the weakest pay-per-view they've done. But that doesn't mean it was bad. It's just we think it was at least good. It was a good show.
It's a reference tool to go upwards from there.
Yeah, exactly. So, so you got a few more months before Double or Nothing. So their 1-year anniversary show, which will come out in May. So with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and end this off. We don't have time to do chats anyway. So
but we'll say hi to Harry Flynn because
Flynn 14.
Don't forget to 14 it up.
Yeah. So with that being said, guys, Brandon's tired, so we're gonna go ahead and end this video off.
Fuck you guys, I'm going to bed.
So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below. Tell us what you think about this pay-per-view. What would you grade it? I don't know when our next video will be next. I'll probably do a vlog or a review of my trip to Orlando. With that being said, though, we're going to go ahead and end this video off. So this is Brandon. I'm Preston. Take care, all my peeps. See you guys next time.